episode 12, ASMR with CC25Y. I have this time real potatoes with the skin, as you see, and meatloaf. Big pieces, 3 of them. Also, as you can see, the corn and a nice tall cup of water. Now, I noticed nobody asked me questions in my previous video. Nobody left any comments about what movies to watch on Netflix or TV shows. So I'll leave that question up for the end of this video. And I'll ask you guys again. So let's get into it. Oh, that glaze. That sauce for the meatloaf. By the way, my fiance made the meatloaf and the potatoes. That's really good. That's a really good meatloaf. Seasoned perfectly. It's sweet. It's salty. It's, oh man, it has a caramel brown sugar taste to it. She put some onions, peppers. She put a brown sugar glaze on top instead of ketchup. Oh, it's so good. I love meatloaf. I love everything I eat. You see it right over there? You see that? Yeah, that's my Giants poster. You see it in the corner. talking Mr. Wellington Mara, the Duke, greatest owner in NFL history. Saved the NFL. Along with Mr. Art Rooney, owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who tragically passed away some years ago after Wellington Mara. Actually, it was Mr. Mara who bought the Giants, the New York Football Giants, in a handshake deal in a bar over 90 years ago. The New York Giants were created. Somewhere along the way, I would say maybe the 30s or the 40s, Wellington Mara chose to buy his favorite football franchise growing up, which ended up being the New York Football Giants. He ended up hiring, if you can believe, two future Hall of Fame coaches. He ended up hiring Vince Lombardi, who shockingly enough, his name is the name on the Super Bowl trophy. They named that trophy after him. The man was a genius. He also hired Jim Thorpe, who ended up becoming Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their strategic genius that helped the Giants, I believe, win 4 NFL championships. I know. Shocking, right? Well, Vince Lombardi ended up leaving. He went on to become the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who ended up winning a ton of NFL championships. That's why they called Green Bay, they nicknamed it Title Town. Well, back in those days, the NFL was not what you know it as today. It was super different. There wasn't even 20 teams, and hardly anybody was watching. So around this time, a lot of teams actually thought of disbanding and just shutting down A lot of people um, designated the NFL as a dangerous sport and it should not be played. Also, a lot of players were getting hurt. They were barely getting paid. So, through the genius of Wellington Mara and Mr. Art Rooney, they decided to make a union with the owners, pull their monies together, create TV revenue contracts and all that stuff, and thus came the survival of the NFL. And shortly after, the merge with the NFL and the AFL. And then came the NFL as you know it today. Obviously, there's been some changes along the way. But thanks to Mr. Wellington Mara and Art Rooney, the NFL was saved. That is why teams like the Packers, the Giants, the Steelers, the Bears, these are teams from the original NFL. And the traditions of those teams are very deep. And that's why the New York Football Giants are very well respected as an organization in the NFL. And that is why Mr. Wellington Mara is one of the greatest owners of all time in the National Football League. Don't let anybody tell you different. That's why his nickname is the Duke. And that's why his nickname is scripted on the ball itself. That was just a little bit of a history lesson for you, courtesy of CC25Y. Let's get back to this food, man. Man, this meatloaf is awesome. I love the flavor. The garlic, the onions, the peppers. Bang up job, for real. All right. Now that was filling. That was really good. Really good. All right, everybody. As I said, it's the end of the video. Comment in the comment section below which 5 movies or shows, or movies and shows, or a mix of both that I should start watching on Netflix. Let me know. Give me a heads up. Until then, this is CC25Y saying out. Stay blessed and have a humble evening.